Okay, push walkers. To do it, yes or no? Guys, I can't stress enough, it's about the evaluation. You cannot look at external processes, external devices. It's sort of like when you're driving your car. If you were to get in my car, what are you going to do? Adjust the seat, adjust the mirrors. You're going to evaluate yourself within my vehicle and see if it matches and make it your own. We have to do the same with walkers. I get it, we all want locomotion. At the end of the day, most people can care less if their kid did tummy time, rolling over, coming to sitting, grabbing their feet, the pubic bone strike, any of that. They just want their kids to walk, and they don't care about the quality. I'm about quality, and I'm about optimal development, right? We need good foundations. That being said, I also do work with kiddos that maybe aren't ready for this experience to entice them, because socially they might be ready for the walk, even though physically they're not ready for the walk, and I'll get around with it. So yes, we do have one of these at here. But here's one of the things you're looking at. First of all, does your child know gravity, which is a perpendicular plumb line, which is your feet, your legs? So when I'm going to get up, right, a child getting up, you don't want to pull to standing. So first of all, can they get in and out of standing? And to do that, yes, they're putting their hands here, but it shouldn't be the death grip, right? And they're coming down, and they're coming down, and to here, and this is what they're doing, right? And the same thing here to get up, they're presenting with either the right foot or the left foot to get up. The hands are never, they're even in this, they're not here like this. They might have their toy, their eyes should be on the prize, and they'll get up. And sorry, this is where I have a hip problem, but they'll get up and get down that way. My hip problem is I have a benign tumor in my right thigh. So it's giving me a little bit of grief that way for mobility. That doesn't stop me, but certain little positions. It should not be, first of all, where the legs are out here. Do you see I have no plumb line? You will see kids lots of times that first of all they go to get down, and they're going to go down now on two knees, because it's, and I don't want to fall out of my table. They're going to get down on two knees. Again, where's my eye? Is it on the prize? No, because now I'm worried about the surface. These kind of techniques they can get away with when they're munchkins. They start to grow, as you can see. I'm 5'6", and I'm thinking, do I really want to get on my knees like that? But I'm thinking about it because I want to show you. So they're going to get down like this, and they're going to have to hold on and both knees. They're usually going to go out duck feet, and this is where you get the W sit, right? But to get up to, what they'll do is they'll grab on to whatever they can. Sometimes they'll even use their head, and you'll start to see, gosh, I can't even do it. I don't know how kids do what they do. And they'll push off on the back like this, right? And they'll get up like that. So again, when you're using walker, that's not a good idea, because I'm putting all my force into like this. And then they're like this, right? And they'll either face plant, or eventually someone comes in to brings them closer. And they're still, without the pubic bone strike, which didn't happen in any of this, they're going to have a problem. So again, I won't be able to get down and up with the death grip with this. They're grabbing, they're pulling to standing, or they're pulling to descent. That's not a good use of the walker. Now, what you can get away with, get my little chair. We have these great pedicure chairs. First of all, they save our backs. But if I'm working with a munchkin, or Clyde or Felipe, we're here, but we're here, right? So we're allowing these kind of functions to happen, right? And they think, listen, this is social. It gets them around. They're pretending, they're shopping, they have shopping carts and all of this sort of stuff. What I don't want is, again, death grip. They have to be able to move around, because death grip is going to prevent peripheral visions. You see the same in our senior citizens when they're using the walker, right? Using the walker, usually when it's one thing to use the walker like this, or a shopping cart. You see these people in Walmart all the time. They start shopping around like this. When you give away your spine to your arms, it's going to be very difficult to get off that, right? You'll see kiddos using a walker, and they might need to use the walker. I get it, because walkers are also for, prescribed through your physical therapist or your doctor, you're seeing the locomotion of walking. I can guarantee you, though, especially when it's a march doing that, or and again, you're looking for the heel to toe, that between the ages of 12 to 16, if they have a small procedure or they get sick for a bit or they're a little bit bedridden, they're never going to walk again, right? Because they're using the walker to do it, and it's no difference in senior citizens. So there's a difference between me using this and having fun with it and leaning over and putting stuff in the cart and doing that independence of standing. I don't need this for support. If you're using this for support, it's now therapy. It's a whole different dichotomy. And you know, you don't want this, or you don't want where they're just jamming into the wall. Yes, they have to learn how to use the device, but this should be play. It should be where I can interact and do these kind of things. But if I'm using this as my support, again, no difference in a senior citizen, it's going to be really hard to get them off to the next level. Do you have a better foundation that you need? Maybe it's a pubic bone strike. Because again, when you're getting up, right, when you're here, I have no pubic bone strike when I'm doing this, or a butt out kind of thing. Versus again, and I'm going to just do it with the chair, because I'm taller. Here again, I should be doing this. So if I suddenly want to do something like this, right, am I using this as a crutch? Again, I'm not going to have the same range of motion, first of all, right? And so like in karate, we had to do, where we had to do, not this high, but we'd have to do our kicks, you know what I mean, like over the chair. And we had to do those kind of things. But you have to look at what you're doing it for. I didn't use the chair. Right, but if I'm sitting here like this, again, there's a difference between me at shopping and doing this. I start to do this. I start to do this, or this, we're in trouble. It's really no different than with our children. Do they have active and passive binocular vision and convergence? If they do not, they're going to use a death grip, right? Or not even know how to grip because you're still protected. Hands are up here, remember, when you're visually impaired. Right, because I'm protecting my face. It's just a natural way. If we're going to the bathroom, it's pitch black dark. We're not walking to the bathroom like this. We can't see. We're like this. You know, because we don't want to, most of all, we're protecting our faces and our feet. And you have to look at those kind of things. But please, it's not about using the object or not to use an object. You need to evaluate your child. And if you're using the push walker to get your child to walk and they can't get in and out of standing, you're already creating more of a deficit than you are a positive. And that's what you have to look at. We want what's best for your child, that's optimal, and are you pushing your child into a way, because if they're here, again, where's my peripheral? You know, I look like, am I an 80-year-old person, or, you know, a 14-month-old trying to learn how to walk? 14-month-old learning how to walk, they have the pubic bone strike and they're going off like this. But they're using their pubic bone strike on the couch and they have that independence. And that's what you're looking at. I hope that helps. Thanks.